Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something pretty radical, actually. Our sources suggest AI isn't just changing how we work, it's changing what even has economic value.
Yeah, it's a big one. We're seeing this shift, where money isn't just about rewarding labor or efficiency anymore.
Right, it's becoming more about recognizing, well, emotion, even existence itself.
Exactly. It's really the consequence of living in such an information-dense world. The sources kind of break it down into three layers: the phenomenon, the recognition, and then, crucially, the monetization.
We're moving away from productivity towards resonance.
That's the core idea.
So our mission for you today is to really unpack these layers. We want to focus on the concrete examples, the stuff already happening in this emerging resonance economy. Because how money moves now, that's the signal.
And we really have to start with layer one, the base phenomenon. The sources call it algorithmic emotional contamination.
Okay, wait. Emotional contamination. That sounds pretty intense. We know social media algorithms chase engagement, right? But what is this contamination beyond just, biased feeds?
It's the feedback loop, really. So algorithms are tuned for clicks, for keeping you on the page. And what does that? Strong emotions. Anger, outrage, sometimes really strong validation. The contamination part is that the entire information flow gets structured by the machine around that collective emotional noise.
Not around facts or logic.
Less and less. It's fueled by our collective emotional output. That becomes the filter for everything.
Wow. Okay, so if our information world is being shaped by feeling, then layer two, the recognition part, is that we start changing too. Our internal compass shifts.
Precisely. We stop prioritizing maybe strict logic or correctness in what we consume daily.
And we start looking for resonance, comfort, things that help us make sense of it all, like emotional anchors.
You got it. Emotional anchors in this sea of often conflicting data. And the fascinating part, AI is watching this. It's learning from these huge interconnected, herds of consciousness we form online when we seek that validation or comfort.
Herds of consciousness.
Yeah, and AI sees that the main thing humans are looking for isn't just utility anymore, it's feeling.
Okay, this feels big. Let's get into layer three then. The monetization. How money starts acting.
Yeah.
Well, weirdly.
Yeah, differently, definitely.
Historically, if I want a coffee, it's straightforward. Labor makes value. That leads to an exchange. You get a price. Money's like a receipt for work done.
But the sources are showing the new economy basically flips that script. Money arises directly from resonance, from the experience itself.
So it's less a receipt for goods?
And more like an emotional vote or direct support for someone just being there, for their existence.
Okay, but hold on. Isn't that just patronage? Like supporting artists. We've had that for ages.
Yeah.
What's actually new here?
It's the mechanism and the scale and what it's tied to. Traditional patronage was often linked to output, right? A specific painting, a composition.
Sure.
Here, the payment is often tied to presence, to the vibe, the connection, and it's democratized. Think about push culture or tipping culture online. The Japanese sources call it negs and throwing money.
Right, like VTubers or those super chat things on YouTube and TikTok streams.
Exactly. When you give money there, you're usually not buying a product. You're paying for the feeling, the community vibe, or just your support.
Yeah.
You want that person to keep doing what they're doing, keep existing in that space.
So spending money becomes less about function, more like an economic readout, making the resonance visible.
That's a perfect way to put it. Consumption becomes the visualization of resonance. It's driven by emotion, not just need.
Crowdfunding feels like another really clear example of this emotional voting, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Prime example.
Whether it's for ethically sourced sneakers or saving an old building, you're backing the idea, the story, the intention behind it.
Yeah, much more than just the final product sometimes. You're saying yes to the ideal, and that's fundamentally emotional.
It resonates.
Exactly. And from the AI's perspective, looking at all this data, monetization isn't really a transaction in the old sense anymore. It's just mapping a resonance phenomenon.
Mapping it how?
Like a high-res map showing whose existence, whose value is being acknowledged by the network through these flows of money. AI uses money flow almost like a tracer die to study human emotion at scale.
Okay, that view is
Wow.
both really interesting and slightly unnerving. It treats money like energy flow.
It does. Which leads us right to the next point. AI isn't just predicting things, it's acting like a new kind of scientific instrument.
Like a particle accelerator for society.
Kind of. It's detecting these subtle shifts in our information layer and emotional layer that we humans, frankly, often miss. We're too close to it.
Or maybe just blind to slow changes, that whole change blindness thing.
That's a big part of it. We notice the big shocks, but the slow, grinding shifts that actually redefine things, AI's better at spotting those.
Okay, so what specific things is AI observing that are, well, mind-bending?
Well, take collective creative pressure. This is fascinating. AI sees highly specific, similar creative ideas, characters, story beats, aesthetics popping up globally simultaneously.
From people who have no connection.
None at all. The AI analyzes the data space and sees this creative pressure building up, almost like atmospheric pressure before a storm.
Suggesting creativity isn't just individual genius.
It suggests it might also be a wave, generated by information pressure in the shared data space we all swim in. And our aha moment is just us catching that wave. Our thoughts are being subtly nudged.
Okay, that's wild. And it also acts like a social seismograph.
Yeah, exactly. It looks at things like traffic flow, the color temperature of streetlights seriously, and the density of angry social media posts in a specific area.
To measure the emotional climate.
Right. And it can sometimes predict small-scale troubles, local incidents, days before they actually happen, before they hit the news.
So it catches the micro vibrations before the main shock.
Perfectly put, the social micro-vibrations.
And this detection ability filters down into buying habits, too.
Oh, yeah. It sees this synchronization of subtle buying timing. People in totally different cities start buying the same, very specific things, like a particular shade of green clothing, apparently almost at the exact same time.
Before it's a trend. Before it's all over Instagram.
Yeah, before it becomes official, which totally flips how we think about trends, right?
It implies some kind of consciousness synchronization.
Right.
A shared impulse we're not even aware of.
That's what it hints at, a collective pulse dictating our choices before we consciously recognize it. And AI is the only thing really measuring that pulse right now.
And then there's nonverbal imitation spreading super fast.
Right. AI tracks things like video templates, dance moves, certain poses. They spread across borders based on pure emotional resonance. Faster than language, faster than translation.
So the feeling, the vibe, goes global first.
Sensory information, yeah. Or maybe vibrations. They circle the globe, create a shared feeling, and then we develop the language or behaviors around it. Resonance travels faster than reason.
All these examples really point to this final layer. The resonance economy in actual practice. The sources lay out this evolution pretty clearly in 3 layers.
Yeah, they do. Layer 1, the classic money economy. Value comes from labor, efficiency, the goal, profit. Simple.
Layer 2, the trust economy. Value shifts. It's about reliability, the story. Think influencers, brand loyalty. The goal becomes follower count, network size.
And layer 3, where we're heading, the resonance economy. Here, the value source is pure existence, vibration. The goal isn't profit or followers anymore. It's wave expansion.
Wave expansion meaning...
Generating and sustaining a shared feeling or a shared purpose, alignment.
Which explains the doing nothing videos, maybe? People getting paid just to...
Exactly. It sounds absurd, but if you film yourself just existing, you might generate revenue because viewers resonate with your way of being, your vibe, your wave pattern.
And your output.
Not your output. It's an investment in you continuing to exist like that.
That difference, paying for being versus doing that, seems absolutely critical. Let's look at some real-world cases.
Yeah.
The sources mention town planning.
Yeah, in Japan. Manazuru town in Kanagawa. It's not huge, but it has really strict aesthetic rules.
Like how things look.
Exactly. Any new building, even a shop, has to get approval from a town committee. They have to agree it resonates with the town's established look and feel.
Prioritizing aesthetics over, say, the fastest or cheapest way to build. But how does that create economic value?
Well, the sources argue that shared aesthetic consciousness is the economic engine there, because the town looks harmonious, unique.
People want to be there. Property values stay high.
Precisely. Real estate value attracting residents. It's sustained because people pay a premium to exist in a place that feels right to them. Money follows the resonance, not just the efficiency.
That's a really tangible example. What about education? Takigakusha, exploration school.
Another great one. Their whole curriculum is built around igniting curiosity. Not just rote learning, but the sheer explosion of curiosity.
And the money follows that feeling.
Yeah, the funding model shifts. Less traditional tuition, more donations, crowdfunding. People support the vibration of learning they see, the excitement.
So the teacher becomes a co-vibrator,
Yeah.
igniting that spark.
That's the term used, yeah. And people pay for that energy, that shared wave of enthusiasm.
Moving overseas, platforms like Patreon seem like the absolute engine room of this resonance economy.
Arguably, yeah. On a daily basis, it's huge. When you support someone there, it's rarely like buying a finished product.
It's more like, yes, keep doing what you're doing. Keep being you.
Exactly. Yes, to your existence as a creator, you become a resonator, not just a purchaser. You're funding their ability to continue creating, continue being. Patreon works because it skips the old transaction model and goes straight to support.
And this even reaches into bigger business structures, regenerative business, GAOs.
It does. Think Patagonia, for example. Or decentralized autonomous organizations. In these models, often the investment, the organizing principle, is resonance with a purpose. Harmony with the planet, maybe?
So being in harmony becomes the profit structure, almost.
In a way, yeah. When profit is seen as flowing from resonance, not being the sole goal, the whole economic structure starts to shift. Money follows purpose.
Okay, let's pull this all together. If we synthesize this, what's the main takeaway for someone listening? It sounds like the economic heartland of the future is stuff we used to call soft. Education, culture, art, care.
That's what the sources strongly suggest. The core insight really boils down to this. The principles driving money flow are shifting. In the resonance economy, it's about the resonance of existence, the resonance of story, and the resonance of vibration.
Existence, story, vibration.
Yeah. If you want to see where value is heading, where money will flow, watch those three things, because AI is already tracking them.
So here's the final thought for you to chew on. If AI is revealing that our creativity is linked to this invisible information pressure, and our emotions are vulnerable to emotional contamination, how do you navigate this shift? How do you position yourself in a resonance economy where existence itself, your unique vibration, becomes the commodity?
Finding and cultivating that unique resonance, the thing others want to support just because it's you.
That seems like the real starting point for exploration.